Hey G fans, GojiFan93 here, and welcome back to the EDF 2025 Let's Play. We are on mission 51, and what a crazy week it has been so far. E3 has happened, and a crap ton of new stuff is going on in the game industry, so that's pretty cool. So I guess what I wanted to talk about is a lot of like my opinions on E3 so far, because I'm not really gonna make a video for it. But yeah, so I guess, I don't know, start out with like the Xbox conference. I saw that on Monday, saw the live stream, watched it on IGN. So it's so funny how things work, especially when E3 comes around, because E3's, it basically, whenever E3's on, that's like, I watch E3 to be the thing to convince me, whether or not to get the new consoles or whatever. It's basically just a way for me to say, okay, I'm actually feeling good about it, let's do that. Because it was actually last E3 that got me to buy a Wii U, and sadly this time it's kind of different. But with the Xbox, I was actually one of those people that hated the Xbox One, due to the DRM stuff and all the controversies that console was going through. But now that they've obviously taken away those bad policies, and they've made it to where you can play used games on it without any kind of fee or anything like that. And so, but it was really funny because this, I was watching the Microsoft conference and I was so cynical about it. I was like, oh my god, they're gonna suck again. They're gonna do their TV thing, and they're gonna talk about all this multimedia stuff you can do on the Xbox One. They're not really gonna talk about video games. They're going to have the new Call of Duty game, which is going to look the same like it's always been since Modern Warfare 1 and all that stuff. And I wasn't really excited about Halo because I believe I talked about this in my last episode about Halo, how I've kind of, I'm not interested in the future of Halo. Like, I still like Halo, but I only like the original trilogy the most. So anyways, but I was completely wrong this year about Microsoft. They brought out everything that they needed to do. It was nothing but games. They didn't talk about a single thing with the Kinect. They didn't talk about anything with television. They didn't talk about anything that no one wanted to hear about. Everything they talked about was something that we wanted to hear. And probably the biggest thing was that Halo Master Chief Collection, and I literally jizzed my pants when I saw that. Like, I literally was just like, oh my god, that's my childhood right there. Because, when I was little, I played Halo 2 all the time. I played Halo 1 and 2 all the time, and I loved Halo 3, actually. I really enjoyed that one, too. So when it comes to Halo, the original trilogy I love. Like I'm not, I'm not interested in the franchise anymore, but that's in the newer stuff. Like, I'm not really interested in the newer Halo games. But the older Halo games is where it's at, and the fact that they're coming out with this ginormous collection with remastered stuff of Halo 2, but even if that was the thing, I was still skeptical about it because I was like, all right, well, they're gonna do the thing that they did with Halo 1 Anniversary, where they're just gonna give it the most modern Halo's multiplayer, if that makes any sense, because with Halo 1 Anniversary, they gave it the Halo Reach multiplayer, which really pissed me off, because I hated the Reach multiplayer, and I thought it was a really stupid move that they didn't keep the original multiplayer of Halo 1, because I think that would have been really cool to play Halo 1's multiplayer in a modern gaming world, because I think it would be a fresh, it'd be a breath of fresh air, with all the kind of Call of Duty, copy and paste things. I can't talk today for some reason. I don't know why. Anyways, so I was still a little bit, cynical about it. I'm like, all right, well, the Halo Halo collection, that's pretty cool. They showed the updated graphics for Halo 2, and I was like, all right, I knew that. But then they said this. They said that we are keeping the Halo 2 and Halo 1 multiplayer the way it was when the games first came out. And right when they said that, I literally shat my pants. I was just like, oh my, well, okay, I didn't really literally shit my pants, but I was going nuts. I was freaking out. I was like, oh my god, they're actually gonna keep it. And it was something that, like, it's one of those things that you wish for developers to do, and yet you know deep inside that they'll never do that, because you know you just know, you're just like, oh no, they'll never do something like that. Well, this was one of those things, and they actually did it. It's like they listened to everyone, and they were like, you know what, we should probably keep the Halo 2 multiplayer, because everyone remembers the Halo 2 multiplayer and how it made Xbox Live. And I was just so excited. So, and that's what's so cool about the collection thing, is because we're getting 4 Halo games, each with their own multiplayer engine, like their own multiplayer style, and it's just great. I mean, that means it's for everybody. So if you're a fan of the Halo 1 multiplayer, bam, you got Halo 1 multiplayer. If you're a fan of the Halo 2 multiplayer, bam, you got Halo 2 multiplayer. You're a fan of Halo 3, you got Halo 3. You're a fan of the new Halo 4 multiplayer, boom, you got Halo 4. Now, the thing that this collection doesn't have is Halo ODST, Halo Wars, and Halo Reach. And that's because those games didn't include Master Chief, which is perfectly fine, because those games I really could care less about, especially Halo Wars. I freaking despise Halo Wars. I thought it was the most stupidest thing ever. But so, you know, and I can live without Halo Reach and Halo ODST. I can definitely live without those. And what's really cool is that not only are we getting the multiplayer like engine for each game, but we are getting every single multiplayer map that those games ever came out with. No DLC, it's all for free, it's all built in. There's no like microtransactions DLC thing, like where they're not going to put everything in it. Like, no, everything is in one package. And the most crazy thing is that it's on one disc. They're putting 4 Halo games with everything included with one main menu UI. I mean, that is like that is some magic right there. And what's really cool about that Halo collection is that they have this playlist option where you can play with your friends online, and you can have a playlist of all the best moments of each Halo game. So, like, you know, you can start a mission on one of your favorite missions on Halo 1, and then after you finish that, it'll go straight into the next Halo game, into another famous moment or something like that. Which is just, I mean, that right there is just amazing. And I'm just so excited. So, because of that, and because of the Xbox One having a bundle where it does not come with Kinect, which isn't really a bundle anymore, and, you know, just having the standalone console for $100 cheaper, which is the same price as the PS4, I am actually going to get an Xbox One. Probably later this year, probably during Christmas is when I'll get an Xbox One, because I still have to pay for all those X Plus figures that are coming out in November. But what's really cool is that this Halo Master Chief collection is coming out I think it's November 11th when it comes out. Another cool thing with the collection is that it comes, I think in December, it's going to come with a beta access for Halo 5, which, like I said, I'm not too excited about Halo 5. The only reason, I mean, and that's why I'm excited about this. A lot of, you know, and I know probably some of my friends and a lot of you guys, you know, would probably say, like, well, you're a hypocrite because you said you hated the new Halo stuff and you would never buy an Xbox One and blah, blah, blah. Well, I did say that, and I'm a little bit of a hypocrite, but that's because this is old Halo stuff, and I know it's going to be good, you see, and I'm not excited about Halo 5. I'm not excited about that stuff. Yeah, it's going to be cool to be able to play the beta, I guess. I mean, why not? But other than that, you know, no, I'm ready. I'm wanting to play Halo 2. Now that's the main, and it's funny because there was because I was watching this on IGN, and IGN asked, you know, their viewers questions on like what is the game that you are most excited about in the Master Chief Collection? Like, what's the game that you guys are gonna play the multiplayer most of? And the majority of people said Halo 2, and that makes sense because Halo 2 was, I mean, it's just gonna be so cool to be able to see that game in a modern game world, and it just like, it's just going to be so awesome. So definitely that made me want to get an Xbox One. And there's some other games. Sunset Overdrive looks very interesting, very cool. So, and that's only on Xbox One, so that's going to make me want to get an Xbox One as well. Then there's Dead Rising 3 with like DLC that has like this really outrageous title. It's called like Super Ultra Dead Rising 3 Alpha Omega, like what it's just like this ridiculous arcade style like sound, and it has like all these Capcom characters in a Dead Rising sense, where it's like complete beat 'em up in a Dead Rising setting where you get to play with your friends and stuff like that. So that looks really cool. What was the other thing? There was something else that was interesting about the Xbox One that they shown, but I can't really think about it right now. But so as far as the new consoles, it's a complete role reversal. Like, I wanted to get a PS4 and I did not want to get an Xbox One, but now it's changed to where I want an Xbox One and I don't want a PS4. And the reason I don't want a PS4 now is because they didn't announce anything that I wanted. Like, you know, and I'm not sounding entitled. I mean, I know that there are people who are going to be getting a PS4, and that's perfectly fine. It's just my opinion. It's just me. Like, there weren't any games that they announced that I was interested in. That doesn't mean Sony did a bad job. No, by no means. They also shown a lot of games. That they did get a little bit boring though towards the middle of their presentation. They started talking about television stuff like that, and I was like, oh, Sony, don't talk about television shit like that, because we don't care. We're gamers. This is a gaming expo, not a television expo. But anyways, so, you know, I mean, they still did an alright job, but I think Microsoft did a way better job. Just the fact that they were just complete games, nothing more. So with the PS4 though, there's just nothing I wanted, and I was really hoping for a God of War announcement. I was really hoping for some kind of God of War 4, or maybe, you know, just another God of War. It doesn't really necessarily have to be a sequel to God of War 3, but I was sort of disappointed in Sony's press conference. It was pretty boring to me. So I won't be getting a PS4 actually, which is completely different from what I originally wanted to do. I just thought Sony was gonna have so much more games, and the reason why is because, okay, so like the first game, Destiny. Okay, so Destiny, that was the first game that they showed at Sony's press conference, which that game I'm really excited for. I want to get it, but here's the thing. That game's coming out for PS4, PS3, Xbox 360, and Xbox One. The game, I'm probably going to buy it on the PS3 or an Xbox One, because I know I'll be getting an Xbox One. But I know definitely, for sure, I'll be getting Destiny, and most likely because of my friends and stuff, it'll be on the PS3. Because I'm not going to pay a $400 machine if I can get the same game on a console that I already own. I'd rather pay $60 than have to pay $460, if you know what I mean. So yeah, so Destiny, you know, that's not a system seller because it's sold on everything else. That's already consoles that people sell. Let's see, what else? Far Cry 4, which was announced during the Sony conference, and once again, that's being sold everywhere else. I'm gonna get that on the PC. I'm not gonna get that on consoles. I'm gonna buy that on PC. So once again, that's not a reason for me to get a PS4. Next, Mortal Kombat X. I'm a huge Mortal Kombat fan. Mortal Kombat's my all-time favorite fighting franchise, yet I know Mortal Kombat's going to be on every other system. It's probably going to be on PS3, it's probably going to be on the 360, it's probably going to be on a PC, and I'll most likely get it on a PC if it does come out on PC. If it doesn't come out on PC, I'll most likely get it on a PS3. So once again, there's no big reason to get a PS4, at least for me. Now, the last big announcement was Uncharted 4. Now, I can understand that. I know that I played all three Uncharteds. I didn't play the handheld Golden Abyss game. I never got to it. But I definitely know that a lot of people are going to get a PS4 just for the sole reason that Uncharted 4 is coming out for it, and that's perfectly fine, because I'm over here buying an Xbox One just because of the Master Chief Collection, you know, so I totally understand why people are doing that. For me, though, I'm not a huge Uncharted fan, so that's why I'm not that excited about it, because I'm just bleh. I really wanted to see a God of War announcement. I really wanted a God of War game for the PS4. I want a next-gen God of War, but they didn't come out with that. So when it comes to Sony, I was a little bit bored, and I don't plan on getting a PS4. It's completely different, role reversed, where now I'm getting an Xbox One. And I never thought I would say it. I never thought I would say I want an Xbox One, because I hated that console so much when they announced it. I was like, oh my god, Microsoft is screwing everybody and all this stuff. But just the fact that they're coming out with the Halo 2 anniversary along with all the other games, and they're keeping the multiplayer intact, makes me... It's like an apology. It's like the biggest apology Microsoft had. They're like, okay, we know we fucked up, and we're going to give the gamers what they want, and which means we're going to give them this big old package for the Halo fans and stuff like that. And you know, and it's so funny because when you think about it, Halo has always been the system seller. There's been no other game that has made people want an Xbox other than Halo. Halo's always been the killer app, and once again, Halo's back again, but this time with the collection thing, with the beta of Halo 5. So, you know, when it comes to fans of Halo, not only do they get, you know, 4 Halo games in one, but then they'll be able to play the beta for the next Halo game. So that's really fun. And so onto Nintendo, on the other hand, I was very, very bored. They did show a lot of games, and I know a lot of people say that Nintendo did a good job, and they I guess when it comes to just showing games, they did, but I wanted a little bit more. We did not get a Metroid announcement, which really pisses me off. There's no Metroid game that was shown, and I looked online still, and I still haven't seen any new announcements of a Metroid game. So that really pisses me off. And this is actually, no, I totally forgot. This is a video of basically learning that I'm a huge gamer. So if you guys are new to the channel, you guys can tell that I'm really huge into, I love games and stuff like that. So it's more than Godzilla for me. Anyways, so yeah, I really wanted a Metroid announcement, but the one thing that I guess I was really excited about, I guess there's the new Zelda game. That's pretty cool. But it's not the Zelda game that they shown at last E3, like the really dark where Link was fighting the big spider. That wasn't the game that we got. It's still that colorful kind of cartoony look, and I'm kind of annoyed with that. I want a dark Zelda game. I want a Zelda game that looks realistic, you know, like Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and Twilight Princess. Those games had a realistic look to it. Not this cartoony look that, you know, Wind Waker and Skyward Sword had. I'm kind of annoyed with that. I mean, I know Zelda's supposed to be a fantasy, you know, all nice and stuff like that, but you can do that. That's what I mean. Ocarina of Time was still colorful, but yet it still looked realistic. You know, just because something looks realistic doesn't mean it can't be colorful. I mean, look at EDF. Look at the game we're playing right now. It's a colorful game, yet it's not in a cartoonish style, if you guys know what I mean. So it's not shell shaded or anything like that. I'm not a big fan of shell shading graphics unless they're done like really right, or unless it fits the tone. Like if it's a comic book game or something like that, it makes sense. But Zelda, it just really that was one thing. And yes, I'm one of those people that bitched and complained about Wind Waker on how it was the cartoonish graphics. Yes, the game was good. Don't get me wrong, but the way the game was, the design of it, I did not care for with a cartoonish design. So yeah, with Nintendo, they didn't convince me. Obviously, the biggest announcement, Super Smash Bros. Well, it's not really. I mean, everyone knew about it, but you know, obviously they showed more, and they're showing way too much. They are showing way too much, way too fast. Because I remember when Brawl was coming out, they barely showed anything, and I remember every day after school I would come home and I would go online and see if a new character's been confirmed and stuff like that. Nowadays they're just giving us they're just giving everything. Like there's no, like Pac-Man was just announced or something for the game. So it's just not cool. So for me, I'm not sure if I'm wanting to re-buy a Wii U, because I did have a Wii U before, and I kind of regret selling it. If I still had it, I wouldn't sell it. But now I'm, you know, kind of thinking, should I re-buy it just for Super Smash Bros? Because Super Smash Bros. Brawl, I didn't like as much compared to Melee. Melee was the best Super Smash Bros. Game in my opinion, and I think a lot of people would agree with me on that. So I'm a little bit skeptical about the new Super Smash Bros. If it's kind of going to be the same, you know, feeling of Brawl, which I hope it won't be. So, yeah, and Super Smash Bros. Is not going to be Nintendo's saving grace, because the Wii U's been doing poorly. If you guys follow Nintendo's news and stuff, I mean, Nintendo's been hurting financially. The Wii U has not been selling. They've been losing losing money actually on the console. So it's just really bad for Nintendo, and I think Nintendo thinks that Super Smash Bros. Is going to be the game that's going to save them. It's not going to be. They need more games. Now, the other games that they shown was Mario Maker, which was like, it's the same. I'm really annoyed with this. It's the same freaking Mario game of New Super Mario Wii. They haven't changed that up yet. And but all it is basically like modded. Like you can actually make your own levels. Okay, big whoop. I mean, I don't really see how cool. I mean, it's cool. Don't get me wrong, but it's not that's not worth to buy a Wii U. The other one was Toad. I guess they're making a game where you can play as Toad from Mario, which I guess that's cool. I don't know. I think that's kind of stupid still. Then one game that was really interesting, actually, that might be near and dear to my heart is the Yoshi game, the Yarn Yoshi game that was announced, because my first video game ever was Yoshi's Story back on the N64, and this kind of looks like a sequel to that. Oh wow, we are on the last mission for this episode. Whew. So I might be interested in that because it's kind of, you know, a sequel to that game, which was my first game I ever played. So it might be a little bit near and dear to my heart. So that was kind of cool. Obviously we got the Zelda game, and that was it. I mean, and then Star Fox. They actually announced a new Star Fox game, which is pretty crazy. If you notice, like at the end of their digital conference, Shigeru Miyamoto was playing on his Wii U, and they blurred out the screen. But if you look closely, you can tell it's Star Fox that he was playing. So that was pretty cool. But they didn't show any gameplay or anything like that, so I wonder how it's going to look like. Is it going to play like Star Fox 64? Because if it plays like Star Fox 64, then that'll be amazing. I mean, like, that'll be the best thing ever if it plays like Star Fox 64, because I love Star Fox 64. But what I really think Nintendo should have done, like, here, I was thinking about this last night. I was thinking about the games that they should be making. You know, and like, here's the thing. We play Nintendo. Now this is the thing that's different that separates Nintendo from the other developers and stuff like that. We play Nintendo for the Nintendo characters. We play it for Mario, we play it for Donkey Kong, we play it for Metroid, Zelda, Kirby, Kid Icarus, all those mascots, alright? We don't play Nintendo for third-party stuff. We don't play it for, you know, new games or playing Batman on Nintendo consoles. We don't play Nintendo for that. So I think Nintendo needs to realize, you know, you gotta just make your mascots. Even, you know, and there's a lot of people that complain saying like, well, Mario, it's the same damn game, everything. Well, not necessarily. I mean, Mario 64 was amazing. Then they came out with Mario Sunshine, which was vastly different from Mario 64, and then they came out with Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, which was also vastly different from Mario Sunshine. So they can change it up. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. Anyways, so what I think they should have announced, or what Nintendo should do at least, so if Nintendo's listening, which I highly doubt they are, like, why would Nintendo be watching an EDF playthrough? But anyways, if there's a representative listening or something like that, you guys need to come out with Super Mario 64 Wii U HD, remastered version, or whatever you want to call it. That game has never been ported. Mario 64 is probably one of the most amazing games that have ever been created, and yet there's no HD remastered for it. Nothing. Like, absolutely not. Oh, you know, I don't need to get that one over there. So that's something that needs to come out, you know, is that. Another thing that needs to come out is The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask Wii U Remastered. So I know I'm talking about a lot of HD remasters, but guys, let's face it, if they came out with that, you would buy it. I know a lot of people say that they're sick and tired of HD remakes and shit like that, but you guys admit it, we love HD remakes. We love seeing old games come back on newer consoles. We love it. That's just, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that, because it brings the game life again, you know. Especially if it's a game that's been forgotten that needs to be remade. But anyways, so unlike The Last of Us, that's something that pissed me off about Sony's press conference. The Last of Us remastered, bullshit. That game hasn't even been out for a year, and yet they're already doing a remastered. That is complete horror. Why? Why would I pay $400 just to play the same game that I can get now, and it still looks good? The Last of Us looks perfect on the PS3. It does not need to be remastered already. That game doesn't even need to be touched. That was one of the best games that ever came out last year, and yet they feel that they need to do a freaking remaster. That's just stupid. Anyways, where do I gotta go? Do I gotta kill? Where do I gotta go? I forgot what I need to do in this mission. I think I gotta kill that part over there. Anyways, so yeah, so Majora's Mask remastered, Super Mario 64 remastered, Metroid Prime Trilogy remastered. Put all the Metroid Prime games, including Metroid Prime Hunters, on the Wii U with updated graphics, perfect. That I would jizz so much. My nerdgasm would be just ridiculous. Oh my god. Yeah. So do that. Let's see, what else? I had another. Oh yeah, and then obviously announce a new Metroid game that we didn't get. Either be it Metroid Prime 4 or a new Metroid series. And then I had something for the 3DS fans. How about Metroid Fusion and Metroid Zero Mission remastered on the 3DS with 3DS features and stuff like that? How cool would that be? That'd be amazing. Because I love Metroid Fusion and Metroid Zero Mission. I think those games were amazing. So make that happen, right? All right, what else? Let's. I think that was it. So if they would have had those announcements, I would probably buy a Wii U right now. I'd be like, all right, I'm getting it. I'm buying it. So, but I'm also waiting for a price drop because I have a feeling because Christmas is going to be coming up. When all this stuff is happening, there might be somewhat of a price drop or some bundle deals or something like that. So I'm gonna wait a little bit. So I'm on the fence about a Wii U. I know I'm not gonna be getting a PS4 because there's just no reason for it right now. But I'll definitely be getting an Xbox One for that Halo Combat Evolved whatever collection thing. So yeah. So that basically covers at least so far of what I've seen of E3. So yeah, Microsoft thought they did a fantastic job. Sony, they didn't really have anything that I was interested in, and whoa, why is it? Oh yeah, that's right. I remember this part. And Nintendo just kind of bored me as well. But it's because of Super Smash Bros. That I'm on the fence because I might want it, but then I don't think I want, I don't know if it's worth getting a Wii U. I don't know. I'll have to look at reviews and stuff like that and see what people say and whatever. So look at how fast I take this down. It's ridiculous. I think the Earth is fine. So anyways, yes. So that is E3 for me basically for now. There's probably games that I forgot to talk about, obviously, but whatever. So yeah, so I'm excited, about some things. Mostly the thing that really, the only thing at E3 that really made me crap my pants was the Halo Master Chief Collection. That really was the only thing that really made it for me. So yeah, that is it. So, EDF, here we go. Oh man. Oh yeah, and sadly, I guess talk about a little bit about Godzilla. Sadly, there has been no mention of a game. No, nothing at E3. Nothing at so far. I mean, I don't even know if there was a Godzilla game that they would be talking about it at E3. I don't see that happening because I don't think Godzilla's ever been. I don't think any Godzilla game has ever been talked about at E3. I don't think there's ever been a time like Destroy All Monsters Melee or Save the Earth or Unleashed. I don't think those were shown at E3. Probably just because of popularity and stuff like that. Because there's a lot of games at E3 that they just kind of pop up and they're not really shown widely. They're just kind of there and people are like, oh yeah, that game that was shown at E3, yeah, that thing. It's just kind of, well, hello buddy, bye bye. Yeah, so I don't know about Godzilla. I mean, there might, I'm still hoping for another Godzilla game soon, because Smash 3 just pissed me off tremendously. I fucking hate that game. It used to be a love-hate relationship with the game, but now I just completely hate it. I 100% hate the game. I stopped playing it. I think I installed it from my phone and just stopped playing it because I just think it's a worthless piece of trash of a game. Yeah, so that's how much I have hatred for it. So, all right, what else do we gotta do here? I think I destroyed everything of the Earth Eaters here, but what are we doing? Nope, don't you drop any more, people. What is left? What is left over here? I think we're good. Are we good?
The bugs will come around from behind.
Since the Earth Eater is in the sky, it is possible it will obstruct air raids.
What the?
If the Earth Eater gets any larger, our aircraft won't be able to
Destroy you. Let's shoot these little soccer balls while we're waiting. Oh, what? I can't shoot the soccer ball?
Earth Eater having control.
Oh, really?
It's only a matter of time before
Shoot it with that. Oh, no, I killed myself. No. 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 Oh, shit. Ah. No. Damn it. Did I win? Are they gonna make me win? No! Shit! Why did I get... Alright, well, anyways, that's the end for this episode. I'll beat this mission on my own time. So thank you guys so much for watching, and, you know, just leave in the comments about E3, because that's, like, the topics for right now. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay big, G-Fan.